Hooday Bengal fans. He is Mon. I am Jake. It is 11:47 down here in Florida, and the news has broken right right at 11 o'clock or right before 11 o'clock. Mon, it is officially official. T. Higgins and Jamar Chase have signed huge contracts. Jamar Chase becomes the highest paid non quarterback in NFL history. And T. Higgins, not to be too shabby and not to be too outdone, T. Higgins becomes the highest paid number two receiver in NFL history. Mon, a historic night, and leave it up to the Bengals for all this to break right around 11 o'clock Sunday night. Mon, your thoughts? We're going to talk about these contracts. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. We appreciate you guys. We love you guys. It's almost midnight, and you guys are filling up the comments already. Mon, let's talk about this historical night in Bengals history, one that no one is ever going to forget. What are your thoughts, Mon?
The last 45 minutes have been bonkers for me. I'm in St. Augustine, Florida. I was at a concert. We left, and I'm trying to get home. Next thing I just glance at my phone, and I see the Jordan Schultz report that it's a done deal with the Parameters. I'm starting to call you. I'm calling Eric, and I'm driving 100 miles per hour to get home. And it's an hour and a half drive from where I live. And finally get home. I got pasta stain on my shirt, alcohol on my shirt, and I haven't even changed. And we're here to talk about this. Done deal. It's official. It's going to get signed officially this week by the Bengals with Jordan Schultz, very reputable. It's been picked up by other national people. The parameters of the contract, like you said, T. Higgins, highest paid non-quarterback in football. The T. Higgins contract, first year is a contract is guaranteed, $115 million total for him. I think it was it 161 or 162 for
161 for Jamar. Okay. 161 for Jamar, 115 for T, both 4-year deals. Mon. So now Jamar Chase, just think about this, dude. Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow are signed through 2029. T. Higgins signed through 2028. Listen, I know everyone is like, well, who's going to play defense? But listen, all of you people trolling us from other teams, you need to worry about building your defenses to stop the machine that is now the Cincinnati Bengals offense. Again, Mon, you said it earlier, T. Higgins, first 2 years guaranteed, something that we are not used to the Bengals doing either. You said it earlier, Jordan Schultz, right around 11 o'clock tonight, reported that it was officially official. It sounded like, Mon, that it was tweaked out yesterday, kind of worked out yesterday, and then both guys agreed to terms sometime, I'm guessing, earlier today. And now it is so official, Mon, that our man Chad Ochocinco Johnson tweeted out, "We celebrate at McDonald's," tagging T and Jamar. What a historic night, right? I mean, it for Bengal fans, for this to happen and for the Bengals to get this done, it's absolutely huge, Mon. And the ramifications of this now can really help carry this team through the rest of free agency and the draft, correct?
Sorry, I had that on mute. No, it's great. I mean, like we talked about it on last night's show, everything you said, it's all a positive thing. No more distractions. This was a distraction last year. Nobody can say it wasn't. It's been a distraction with T for 2 years. That is gone. And you know what? That's going to add some positive. Um, there's no ill will in that locker room. Their two best players, three best players have been locked up. And you are right. Now they can focus potentially on Trey. I really want to see what the parameters are, the total breakdown. What's the yearly average for T. Higgins this year? Because if they could free up $5, 6, 7, $8 million, that's going to help with Trey Hendrickson. That might help with
Yes.
guard. But you're
Yeah.
right. It's totally going to open up what's remaining in free agency. And you know what? Listen, it's going to send this real positive vibe. Guys, we had a
Yes.
5-game winning streak. 5-game winning streak. We didn't make the playoffs. Topsy-turvy season. Really lots of ups and downs, crazy losses. Won 5 in a row. We got our two best wide receivers covered for the next 4 years. Quarterback played like an NFL All-Pro. Most valuable player should have been, I think. Trey Hendrickson potentially re-engaged, talking with the Bengals again.
Yes.
This is good stuff. This is 2021 vibes, 2022 vibes. Let's
Yes.
keep those back, and let's keep on chipping away. I can't wait for that press conference to come up this week.
And you said it, Mon. Not only two of the best, I mean, obviously the Bengals' two best receivers, but two of the best receivers in the NFL. Jamar, probably the best, I think you could argue, and T easily, you could argue top 10. Listen, T. Higgins would start for at least 25. He would be the number one receiver for at least 25 other teams tomorrow. We heard if T even got sniffed free agency, how much money these teams were going to be throwing at him to be their number one. And now the Bengals have locked up two number one receivers for the next 4 years. Jamar for 5 with Joe through 2029. Mon, the Bengals about 30 minutes ago, their social media people tweeted out, I love it, Duke Tobin's press conference when he said, go find your own receivers. We're going to keep ours. Obviously, this is a done deal. And man, oh man, it could not come at a better time, like you said. T and Jamar both tweeting out the handshakes. And like you said, Mon, I mean, how big is this for this locker room, right? First of all, Joe Burrow, he comes out. We talked about this on our last show. Joe Burrow has made this happen, right? I mean, he has been the catalyst to this incredible Mike Gesicki, T. Higgins, Jamar Chase, Gesicki for 3, Jamar for 5, T for 4, Burrow for 5. This offense is absolutely it's stacked. It's stacked for the next 4 or 5 years, Mon. And now the Bengals have got to find a way to go out and fix the interior of this offensive line. And like you said, not only have they started up the negotiations with Trey Hendrickson, but the Bengals have got to go out and get a guard. And I would not be surprised if that is not taken care of early in the week as well. What do you think?
I hope so. I hope so. But you know what? Baby steps here. I've been crying about a guard for the last 7 months. I just want to talk about these two right now. I'm so happy. Jake, they're going to get a guard. They're definitely going to get a guard, hopefully sooner rather than later. And honestly, let's get Trey Hendrickson locked up. I hope that happens. Again, we're going to have to see a total breakdown of this contract. We already knew, even before they agreed, Jamar was going to count for 23 and T 26. So, that's $50 million right there, just 1 year. These cap numbers are spread out over 4 years. Those numbers are going to drop tremendously. So guess what? That's where that guard comes in. That's where a potential signing with Trey Hendrickson comes in. Maybe that's where Julian Blackmon comes in, or the safety Blackmon, I think that's his name, from the Colts. The Bengals were talking to him. So, that's more roster depth. And guess what? 6 draft picks coming up in 41 days. I think it could be 8 draft picks. I see them trading and accumulating more draft picks. It's going to make this team a lot better. And I just want to say something one more time. I just want to say this. team chemistry has been off. Team chemistry has been off because of lingering contract issues.
Right.
And that affects this team. Eric said it last night.
Right.
Game one against the Patriots, the Bengals weren't the Bengals.
No.
They woke up with 13 minutes left in the game and it was too late.
Yeah.
All right. We're not going to have that distraction. We're talking about fast starts. We're talking about we can't go 0-2, 0-3. Well, guess what? We can't. And having these contracts, solidified, it's going to help them improve potentially and not go 0-2, 0-3 at the start of the season.
Agreed. I mean, again, we talked about it, man. This team had to make a splash like this. They had to bring back that chemistry and those good vibes in the locker room. And again, you said it, when Jamar and T were in limbo this offseason, it didn't sit right. You know what I mean? It really didn't sit right. And now with the Bengals getting this done, it just speaks huge volumes for how far this organization has come. And now, again, with T and Jamar wrapped up, now the focus sounds like it's going to Trey. And again, I would not be surprised if there is a guard. But how awesome is this going to be tomorrow morning to watch all of these talking head media people that have bashed the Bengals front office, that have bashed the organization and everyone involved? How awesome is it going to be to watch them eat some crow tomorrow? It's going to be, I am here for it, with the popcorn and the Dr. Pepper. I am going to watch it all tomorrow unfold, because kudos to this Bengals front office and organization. You're muted.
I'm sorry, buddy. I'm sorry.
You're good.
I got the dogs. Everybody's so excited at my house right now. Just came back from this big concert. We're having a good time. No, you're right. I wish I didn't have to work tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be a useless day at the office for me. I'm still doing office work with my shoulder. I don't know what I'm going to do. But, yeah, you're right. There's a lot of people that are going to be eating crow. So, no way they can do it, blah, blah, blah. And you're right. We talked about it last night. It's going to pivot. Like, how do you build a team this way? Signing these wide receivers to that.
Yeah.
How do you do that?
Right.
You can't spend all that money.
Yeah.
It's about efficiency. We talked about it last night. The Bengals have spent a lot of money on the defensive line. Just didn't get their money's worth. They spent a lot of money on the offensive line. Didn't get our money's worth. It's not like we're not spending money. Of course we are. We just got to be better at giving the right people the money. Does that make sense? So, the Bengals, I've been critical. The Bengals have, I say you need to walk and chew gum. Maybe they have been walking and chewing gum. They just need to get a better pack of gum, because some of the guys they sign, haven't really panned out. But, hey, listen, I'm not going to lie to you. Chase, I knew was going to get signed. 2 years ago, I hoped T. Higgins was going to get signed. I was pretty confident. The next thing you know, man, I've been down here for a year, 18 months. David Mulligetta, it's just not going to happen.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden, you said it. Burrow got what he wanted.
And again, listen, the Bengals are not done yet. I'm telling you right now, Trey Hendrickson, there's a reason why the Bengals did not make a splash at edge rusher in free agency. Trey Hendrickson is going to be re-signed. I'm telling you now, Mon, it's going to happen. This Bengals team, they have listened to Mr. Burrow, and man, I cannot wait to hear Joe and his response to all this, because he's got to be just absolutely on cloud nine right now. Gesicki, T, Jamar, all three of his guys that he wanted back are not only back, Mon, but are back for 3+ years or more. Again, I cannot wait to. How about a joint press conference? Is this happening?
Oh, it is.
Are we seeing the joint press conference with two of the top 10 receivers in the NFL? I mean, how awesome is that press conference going to be this week when both of those guys get up there with smiles on their faces, ready to tackle the 2025 season?
Absolutely, it's going to be a joint press conference. It's going to be the press conference for the ages. And you know what would make it really off the chart? If Trey Hendrickson was there and maybe another free agent. That would be great. But if
Yeah.
they had all three of them there, and then Joe Burrow sitting in the with the media asking questions, that would be amazing. Guys, it's I'm so excited, and like I said, I'm happy it happened. I'm a little stunned that it's happened, even though we've known for the last 2 days really good indicators that it was going to happen. It's officially official. It's officially official. So let's enjoy.
So Jamar now number one highest non-paid quarterback at $40.25 million, just surpassing Myles Garrett. T comes in right a little over 28 million, which again I think is better than what we thought. You know what I mean? I think the word out was maybe right around 30 million, and T gets right under 29, but the first 2 years guaranteed. Again, man, a big kudos to this Bengals front office to climbing out of the past and doing things the right way and giving these guys their guaranteed money. You absolutely have to love this, Mon. Not just that they put this all together, but that they did it a different way. And one more kudos before I know we got to go, but one more kudos. How about to Mr. Rocky, their agent, getting this done, going in there and saying, listen, I know you want both of these guys. Let's get them both done at the same time. I don't think Rocky is getting enough credit. And how beautiful is it that Mr. David right now is sitting back here watching T sign this contract, wishing that he did not try to hardball Mr. Brown and the Bengals organization. And, Mr. Rocky gets it done and gets both of his guys signed.
Yeah, good for him. We actually struck a deal with Mulligetta this year, and that was Joseph Osai, that 1 year deal. But listen, I think Joe Burrow started that trend. These guys are best friends. I think they go, hey, let's keep the band together. They did that months ago. It was well before the press conference after the season ended.
Yeah.
So, that's when the balls were moving like, hey, maybe we got to get rid of this guy because the Bengals don't get along with my agent. I'll go join your group. Okay. And it worked out. And guys, let's just enjoy this. It's going to be one hell of a week. Hey, happy St. Patty's Day. I went to see Foreigner in concert. Somebody asked me, yes, I'm an old guy. They're an old band, but there's like 10,000 people there. There was sold out concert. It was a lot of fun. And I didn't get a ticket driving home after I saw this. So, hey.
Listen, how about now? I mean, Foreigner now has to live in infamy of one of the best nights in Bengals history. Once again, before we get out of here, Jamar Chase and T. Higgins officially official. Jamar, 4 years, $161 million, 40.25 yearly, becomes the highest non-paid quarterback in NFL history. T. Higgins, 4 years, 4 years, $115 million. By the way, Jamar's 112 million guaranteed from that 161 number. T. Higgins, 4 years, $115 million, just over $28 million yearly. He becomes the highest paid number 2 receiver in NFL history. And the Bengals now have T locked up through 2028, Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase through 2029. Bengal fans, it is a great, great night. We will be back here, Mon, on Tuesday night to talk about this and hopefully some more free agency news. So make sure you join us on Tuesday night, Bengal fans. Go ahead, Mon.
And you know what? We're not going to rename the show Duke Tobin's Bengals Pulse. Okay. We're happy with you, Duke. But we're coming at you if you mess up. I'm joking. Congratulations. And hey guys, let's enjoy this. Jake, I'm glad we got to do this. I'm glad I remembered how to do this. I just hope I know what to do when the show ends. So guys, we're still live. We say something silly, I apologize. Okay.
little odd now with Eric being our producer now.
Eric, I tried calling you 4 times. I tried calling you, and I tried calling your son too.
How is it that the Cincinnati pod is sleeping? Listen, the 3 young guys are all asleep. The 2 old guys are still awake, bringing you this huge Bengals news to all of our Cincinnati.
We're the real deal. Advanced genetics.
Advanced genetics for both Mon and I, guys. As always, if you like this podcast, make sure you like, share, and subscribe to this podcast. Make sure you check us out on all the awesome podcast platforms, Apple, Stitcher, Spotify. As always, guys, if you like this podcast, give us that 5-star review. We very much appreciate that. As always, follow Mon on Twitter @TheFireMon. Follow me on Twitter @CoachJakeOwens9. Follow Eric on Twitter @eFlash with 2 H's 88. Follow the Cincinnati Podcast Network on Twitter @CincinnatiPod. And guys, as always, follow the Bengals Pulse on Twitter @Bengals_Pulse9. The same on Instagram without the @Bengals_Pulse9. And as always, guys, make sure you check out all the awesome podcasts right here on the Cincinnati Podcast Network.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
Official. Who Day, guys. We'll talk to you on Tuesday.
Love you. And we're still alive. And